just came here with my daughter and grandsons to the Kalamazoo Valley Museum today. It's rainy outside. Walked through the room here showing the Kalamazoo State Hospital and out at Colony Farm, and also the Asylum Lake Preserve area, which I made a video of just recently. This is about that. Shows the inside of those buildings that were raised, the patients putting on a performance and where they were housed, their dining facility. Here's their china, their crockery, all with a seal of the state of Michigan on everything. This is all circa 1900. Of course, all been raised. Talks about the innovations. And here shows the hospitals. All these buildings have been raised, except the main building that has the large castle-like tower. Other things here to do with the state hospital that still exists on Oakland Drive, where and right here you can see the tower when they're refurbishing it and tearing down part of the old state hospital. It's a very interesting exhibit. It's a newer exhibit. I've never seen it. And we'll go down through the rest of the museum here and take a look at the mummy. Of course, this has to do with medical artifacts. Those are forceps for delivering a baby. This is the wall of history here in the museum. These little niches going all the way up to the top. And as you climb, there are places that you can stand and read all about the different parts of the history here, Kalamazoo. See this lady, Justice, holding the scales and the sword. She used to be on top of the old courthouse downtown, where the last courthouse stands today. Of course, that building was raised and she was brought here to the museum downtown and then moved here a couple decades ago. A lot of other really cool things about Kalamazoo throughout the museum. A lot of asylum things here. And so forth. There's the Gilmore G, the planetarium, and so forth. And looking back up to the rest of the museum, we're going to go see the mummy. Be right back. You remember me taking you to the Henderson Castle and talking about Frank Henderson, and we went to his grave and visited there in Mountain Home. Well, here are some of the artifacts that he made. They're manufactured. They're Henderson Ames. Of course, they manufactured regalia for all of the fraternal orders, Freemasonry, and so forth. And then the Ealing Brothers Company here in Kalamazoo as well took over after Henderson Ames were gone for quite a while and started manufacturing. There's one of the sheaths for a Henderson sword, and a Henderson sword, the Spanish-American military hats, and a fraternal jacket, and a whole lot more than this. This is barely even the tip of the iceberg of what these two companies manufactured, and world renowned products were found in the orders throughout the globe. All right, let's go upstairs. Okay, folks, we're up here on the second level, taking a look at some of the other things from around town. Kalamazoo Stove Company. There's one of the Masonic chairs up there. We'll see this a little closer. WKZO AM TV, AM radio and TV. There's Soapbox Derby car. a real birch bark canoe, other things. Right behind me is another artifact from Kalamazoo, Checker Motors. You've seen my videos earlier. Built right here in Kalamazoo. We're going to look at the rest of these things in a second. We'll catch up with a family. This is the hands-on innovation department or section. You can go hands-on with all these different things. Really, really cool. Younger kids can put things together, go through all of these. Look at this, I want to race. That looks like fun. We're going to check that out. And it goes way around here. And there are tons of fun stuff. Tons of fun things. And the area is loaded with stuff. Look at there. And it just keeps going and going. We'll go back here and see what Caius is doing. Here they come.
No video.
Oh, sorry. Okay, there were too many little kids in there, so they had to leave. This is pretty cool. Really cool. Oh, here's a chainmail glove. Here is a think tank innovation laboratory for the kids to go in here with instructors, and I see all kinds of really cool measuring equipment right there in the center of that table, so this ought to be pretty cool. All right. Hey, look at these guys. What do you know? What do you know, Eli? Hold on. There's a picture of those guys. Yeah. There's the old Upjohn Company. I delivered in that building a few times. We visited his grave, and we've taken video of the first building downtown there as well. Yes, sir. That building's now gone except for out in front. Henrietta Street. 100 building. Yes, sir. The Upjohn Company. Checker cabs. See if you can see the jump seats inside there. Maybe. I don't think so. Birch Park canoes. And here's a sled. The Kalamazoo Sled Company. They too are now gone. I have a beautiful Champion at home. This one right here is their entry grade. I have a deluxe model. It's a 60-inch full model 106. Well, here's one of the beautiful sleighs manufactured here in town, and also one of the Kalamazoo Sled Company's fiberglass discs for sliding. They came in 2 different colors. My cousins had both of them, sliding down the hills. A lot of fun right there. A lot of fun right here too. Some other things made here in Kalamazoo, of course, during the war and so forth. Lighters. The Shakespeare Fishing Tackle Company was here. Part of the building is still here. It's called Shakespeare's, and they have a little club there. And of course, one of the swords from Frank Henderson. Here's one of the inventions. Dr. Homer Stryker, who eventually invented the circular hospital bed for relieving pressure on critically injured people with back and neck injuries. We'll see more of that later. I think his bed's in here. I think they have a circular bed. And of course, Humphrey products. And Upjohn. One of my favorite companies here in town, Gibson. There's Lucille, made right here in Kalamazoo. That's quite a mandolin. Quite an instrument. There's Drum Wall, founder of the Green Valley Boys and the Green Valley Jamboree. Used to watch it every Saturday night. Of course, we are also known as the Celery City. This is Mr. Bronson, Titus Bronson, in his cabin over here, nearby, a little north of the Indian Mound in Bronson Park, and others here. Some of the surveying equipment used to survey the area. And then goes on to some of the other things. Be right back. Here's some more Gibson.
On the walls? They're pretty. I mean, this heritage guitar is beautiful. I also really like the left steel.
Beautiful, beautiful guitar. Made right here in Kalamazoo. Even today, heritage guitars in the same building. Right behind me here is the Striker bed. You can see how the circular bed would relieve the pressure. They have a little bear there as a patient. And the bed can swivel at different angles, relieving whatever pressure needed to be relieved upon the vertebrae and nerves. We've heard about people wanting to hang by their feet, makes their backs feel better and so forth. Well, you could have done that right here with a Striker bed. Homer Striker, rest in peace. What a doctor. Heck of a company. Right here in Kalamazoo, headquartered still to this day. This was on our medicine cabinet. Misotracin, had to have it. It was an antibiotic ointment back in the day. There's some Upjohn medicated foot powder. Pretty cool. It shows how Dr. Upjohn invented the dissolvable pill. Pretty cool. Take a look behind here. One of the local residents here from back in the day, A.M. Todd. Mr. Todd was a world traveler. Had his mint company here in Kalamazoo with thousands of acres of mint that he grew and extracted the oils, and all over the world his products were sold. Here is Albert M. Todd, Kalamazoo, Michigan, the most extensive essential oil works in the world. Pretty cool. Now this is inside of his home. These are some of these artifacts he family had donated here to the museum, showing his world travels that he brought back. And behind us here as well. And this is just but a part of it. This is an extensive collection. Right back. Uh-huh.
There. Your turn.
What do you think down there, huh? What are you doing?
I'm gonna do this. I'm my turn again.
We had famous educators, famous activists, famous artists. Take a picture right here. A three-dimensional Kalamazoo celebrities. Going way back through the hippie days, all here in Bronson Park. A photographer. Here's a philanthropist, Uncle Irving Gilmore. This is Uncle Irving taking pictures. He was also a photographer. I'm going to step in front of you as we go across. And look, going way back into the days here at Kalamazoo. Ladies' suffrage. And I've done a video on this earlier as well. Abraham Lincoln down here giving a speech in Bronson Park. He's running for senator out of Illinois. Pretty cool. Now, back in the day, our company sold some things to Gene Cross. I had called on him a few times and met him, and I even had 2 signed copies of his CB book. He was a big CBer. How to hear and speak CB in a short. Down here also the different graphics that he produced in his company over the years. Pretty cool. And over here you have Kalamazoo Boxing. Like all these graphics for companies around Kalamazoo. A lot of great graphic artists around town here. And right over here into pretty cool. Just came walking into this room. Says, I spy with my little eye Kalamazoo, and they have the different old photographs of what the town used to look like up above. And they brought this beauty back out. The old fire engine, or the fire pumper. They had this in the first museum when I was a boy in the 60s. And here's some of the things that the police officers would wear. There's their manacles and their nightstick. And here's some of the fires that had happened here in town, burning down the hotels and so forth back in the day. That's the Hasselman Candy Company burning. Yep. Isn't that something? Another church fire. 1926. Here's one of the old fire buckets. When they had bucket brigades, there was a fire bucket right there. Hundreds of those are made of leather. Yep. Here's the first firehouse. Sorry about the lights, but it's just the way that this is set up there. It's a little bit better if you don't apologize. The old fire engine. And you can see up there some of the old leather buckets and so forth. There's the chief. Okay. Now these handles that you see, these wooden handles on either side, they'd fold down. And then they'd put this hose right here, connect it into a hydrant. And then the fire hoses the firemen would connect out here to the other end somewhere in here. And they have men standing on either side pumping these up and down. And as they pump these up and down, it would pressurize the water and start squirting it out the hose. And they could fight the fire, but they had to have the men pumping this. And this was horse-drawn, and it could be also pulled by men. And here's the front badge on it right here. I don't know if you can see it that well. Get over here as close as I can to it. There's the badge. Okay? Pretty cool. All right. What's this old station wagon doing? We'll take a look. Well, hello. It's just me. Here for my new job. YouTube didn't quite work out, so figure I'd try this a little bit. No, I'm going to stick with YouTube. We're having fun here today. Have a a great time. Well, here's somebody's garage from the 60s and, well, yeah, it's 60s. There's a Bonneville parked in there. You can see it's loaded to go up north, you can bet. All the camping stuff, and here's the garage right there. There's a pair of ladies' ice skates. There's one of the Kalamazoo Sled Company discs and one of their sleds. Now see, that's one like I have, except mine is longer, okay? This is the intermediate model. Mine is longer. It also has jets out the back of it. That one does not have the red wooden plugs, but anyways, pretty cool. There's jarts. Oh my gosh. Ooh, all right. Okay, good. Well, I'm going to try this hopscotch with my hat off. Wow, now we're walking into the local news and weather. And there's a little sandwich shop here. I'm all tuckered out from my hopscotch. Used a little different filming technique with that just to throw you all off. And we're back out here into the area watching the soon-to-be President of the United States, President Lincoln. And here's the top floor. One of the beautiful stained glass windows from one of the old local mansions here in town. One of the desks manufactured here. The big wheel bicycles manufactured. Suits of armor. The cannon used to start races on Gull Lake, firing that cannon. And right behind us is the mystery of the mummy. Now this mummy was brought here to Kalamazoo by a gentleman many years ago, and he kept it in the front room of his home where he lived. Later donated it to the Kalamazoo Museum. And here she is. We'll take a closer look in a second. And we'll see if we can name any of the gods that we see here. Okay, this is a scarab. Okay. We have a god here with a feline appearance. This is Horus. Right here. And there is the Eye of Ra. No, I'm not seeing too many things here that I'm being an armchair Egyptologist. Half of that in black and white. We'll take a closer look over here. Here are some of the animal mummies. They've had them x-rayed. Here's the mummy herself. When they moved from the downtown museum to this present location, they had a Move the Mummy Day, and children from schools all around Kalamazoo came down, and the mummy was already put into a case and loaded into a vehicle, and then the kids followed the vehicle very slow all the way through town to this present location where she was brought up and placed. Here's part of her sarcophagus. A sarcophagus. Here are her x-rays. And this is what she's supposed to look like. They did one of those reconstruction programs with her. And this is the mummy. It's what she might have looked when she was alive 2,300 years ago. All right. So, with that all being said, thank you for visiting the museum with me and my family here today, my daughter and my grandsons, and have a great rest of your Saturday as we look down here over the railing, down the wall of fame. All right. Have a great day.